Hey everyone, so an incredible number of you asked me to watch and review The Hobbit, and I kept putting it off and putting it off because I had no idea what it was about. I've never seen The Lord of the Rings or read it. I have no idea what The Hobbit really is or was. And I thought, can I watch this? And then I put it on, I think it was Twitter or something, saying, am I going to actually be able to follow this? Will I enjoy it if I've got no idea what's going on? And everybody who replied said, yes, it'll be fine. And I've now watched it, and I can say, you were right. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail with the plot, primarily because anything I say about the plot will probably be incorrect or misinterpreted or not accurate, which will go with something that I'm going to say in a moment. But basically, Bilbo Baggins, along with a bunch of dwarfs, and Gandalf goes to the Lonely Mountain to recover their old home, their old property. And that is, as somebody who's got no idea what's going on, is the basics of it. It is a fantasy film, very mythical journey, adventure film, which I really do thoroughly enjoy, generally speaking. I enjoy the idea of what's going to happen next, what's our next encounter, and because it is mythical, I can't speak, I have a cold, sorry, because it is kind of that mythical adventure element, it sucks you right in straight away, and it takes you completely out of your world and puts you into theirs, which is kind of good, but also slightly problematic. Now, the reason that is problematic is because I have no idea who half of these creatures are, or what they mean, or kind of what's going on. And now, as far as I'm aware, The Hobbit comes before Lord of the Rings, but it was written the other way on, or something like that. Is that right? Am I right in saying that? So you're not supposed to know, but if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, you will know anyway, which doesn't make sense, but it does. That's how complex this is. So for somebody who has no idea what's going on, it's a little bit intimidating. Well, I don't know, I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter. It's the same way you have these different creatures and names and the terminology. But after just one watch of this, I haven't taken everything in. I don't know if that's the same for fans of Lord of the Rings anyway, and fans of like The Hobbit and things. I still haven't taken in a lot of the creatures' names. If you say to me, what did you think of this creature, I will probably be like, who? It's a lot of information. But I think it's one of those films, and that's the good thing, because the more you watch it, and I do want to watch it again, despite the fact that it's 3 hours, I do want to watch it again. And I think the more you watch it, the more you become involved with it, the more you remember, the more you learn, and if the more you learn, the more you feel part of it. And I think that's the beauty of this kind of film, is that you're not supposed to remember everything the first time, providing you're a new fan, as I am. And fan, yes, I will use the word fan, because I'm now going around, I saw a jigsaw puzzle yesterday of The Hobbit, and I thought, I really want it. I didn't buy it, but I did want it. Directed by Peter Jackson, who directed all the Lord of the Rings films, and I will go and watch Lord of the Rings now that I've seen this. I absolutely have to. Obviously, when you're doing a fantasy film, the directing is going to be so much more extreme than when you're just doing a rom-com or something. And some of the images in this are mind-blowing. I like the way, especially in the opening scene, was it the opening scene, or anyway, near the beginning where they have the dragon scenario within the first 5 minutes, and you don't quite see it, which is great. And you might think that's a bit of a loophole, it saves them creating this entire CGI thing at the beginning. But it was just so wonderful, and it really, you're like, what's that? Well, I can't see it. But because you might think, well, you can't see it, are they really being quite sly with that? But it works really well, and it's really clever. Obviously, the vast landscapes are gorgeous. Absolutely love them. Visually, it is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. One of the most intricate films to look at I've ever seen as well. So as far as directing goes, no complaints. The script, equally as satisfying. Obviously, with the script, there is a lot of language that is a little bit hard to follow, as I said, if you're in my position, having literally no knowledge prior to this. So it is a little complex, but you have to keep up with it. But it's not so hard that you get lost in the story. You're not following it thinking, right, I've got no idea what's going on. You can still keep up, but it makes you think a little bit more. It's also quite funny at times as well, which I hadn't expected. Baggins is really quite a comical character at times, and I love him. I absolutely love him. I didn't think I'd ever say the sentence, I'm attracted to a hobbit, but I really am. Martin Freeman as Bilbo Baggins is just one of the most beautiful things to look at ever. So Baggins as a character is great. Honestly, I'm so glad that you guys basically harassed me into watching this, because the amount of people who told me to watch it, and I just thought, I kind of have to if that many people are saying it's good. And I was scared to watch it and worried that I wouldn't follow it and I'd feel like an absolute idiot. And I did at times think, should I be understanding this? But it wasn't that bad. I didn't finish the film thinking I've got no idea what's just happened. You know, it's really quite an adrenaline rush. It still played on my emotions. It still, you know, got my heart racing at times and things. Still felt completely involved with it. But I know that when I watch it for a second time, I'll get even more out of it, which is always a good thing. And if you finish a film wanting to watch it again, especially when it's 3 hours, that can only be a good thing. Please let me know your thoughts on The Hobbit. I know a lot of you have seen it, and if you haven't seen it, do watch it. Regardless of whether or not you think you'll enjoy it, watch it, because I promise you it'll blow you away. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!